Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Hi. Good evening for me. Thank you. Thank you. And you, where are you located?
Uh, Barbados.
Barbados. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening. Alex, I was like, good evening. Okay, where are you? Like, for example, right now, it's 6:32 for me,
Mm-hmm.
but you're in Barbados.
Yeah.
So what time is it for you?
Uh, 8:30 p.m.
8:30.
Yeah.
That is okay. Good. Thank you. Good. So it's evening for me and it's night for you
Night. Okay.
because night starts at 8 and it finishes at midnight. Do you know midnight?
Okay, I say midnight is like 12, right?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. And evening is normally from 5 or 6 to 8.
Okay, thanks. Good to know.
No problem, no problem. And I can hear you live like in the you live in Barbados. That's an island.
Yeah, it's a tropic island,
Yeah, Caribbean. I live in Mexico, so I know where you're at.
Mexico. So we are
Yeah.
like Caribbean region.
Yeah, very similar region.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So tell me about you. Give me a quick introduction about you. Now you're making me more interested.
Okay, I teach Chinese here. Teach Chinese here, so that's why I want to learn Chinese. Practice the English because most of my students they are beginners, so I have to use English to teach them. So, but when I have class, I think I always like made a mistake or I want to express myself, but Uh, I cannot do it very well. So I want to practice my English.
Perfect. And I'm here to help you. So let me explain you. Every tutor here in Cambly is different.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has a some are teachers, some are tutors. Okay? I'm a teacher. I worry about teaching you. And you pay me to correct you. Every time you make mistakes, I will correct you and I will teach you and I will let you know why and how come if you're curious. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But don't feel worried, don't feel nervous, don't feel insecure. I want you to feel as normal as you can. So if
No
you make
problem.
mistakes, I can understand where I can help you, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Try not to correct yourself. Let me correct you. Just try to
Oh,
be normal, okay? Trust yourself. Trust your knowledge because I think that many people have insecurity to speak English. But in
mhm.
reality, they have good information. And sometimes they have problems thinking, am I saying it correct? Am I incorrect? So I'm going to help you with that, okay?
Yeah, thanks. I know.
So I'm going to stop this. I'm not going to do this. I don't do this. I can do it, but I prefer not to. I prefer to have normal conversations, ask you questions, and you are going to have to speak a lot so I can help you and see what I can help you, okay?
Okay, that's okay for me.
Good. So I see this is your second class in Cambly, correct?
Yes, it's my second class.
How do you like it? Are you kind of liking it?
Uh, I enjoy it. Actually, this app is one of my friend. He recommended me. He thinks he used this app like for two months, and he think oh it's helpful. So he recommend me use this. And the first class I think is very good. I enjoy here, so I want to continue.
Excellent. I like your English. So far, everything that you said was natural, was understandable, and the grammar was correct. So far, I think I'm understanding what your problem is. One of them could be insecurity. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Two,
Insecure.
insecurity. Yes, yes. When you're not secured, insecurity.
Secure.
Yeah, like talk to him. No, talk to
So
him.
it's like
No,
it's like safe. The same meaning.
no. Like when yeah, it's about safe, but it's more about how you feel.
How you feel? Oh, I see.
Like you're not comfortable. Like you still have like you don't have full comfort of you thinking that you know what you know, that you can speak English. So you still have like insecurities, like doubts. You have doubts about your knowledge. You doubt your knowledge. So I'm the one to let you know that this is what you're going through. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, first of all, I always, when we say always, always is an adverb for frequencies. Okay. So if you
I
say
see.
always, we're talking in the infinite. We're not talking in the past. And you can talk about the past. But right now you're telling me that you work teaching Chinese and that
Mm-hmm.
you have to speak in English with his children or people, etc. Right?
Right.
But that was not before. That still happens today and it will happen tomorrow, correct?
Yeah, yes, I live here, I teach here, so like
It's
always.
every day.
Yeah,
Exactly.
every day.
So when we say always, we speak in the present. We don't speak in the past.
Oh, I see.
Because if you say in the past, I always made mistakes when I used to work in that country, but you're talking about a place that you no longer live there, is no longer happening like this. It was before. But in this case, you're talking about something that happens every day. So we talk about the present when we use always. Okay?
Mm. Okay, thanks.
Just that detail. Other than that, you're doing good. Now, I will ask you a few questions. The way
Mhm.
my methodology or my I'm a I understand psychology. I am a teacher, all right? I speak multiple languages. I'm also a student. I'm also understanding how you feel when you're learning other languages. So, based on psychology, I know that the memory holds behind the emotions. Once again, emotions are the base of the memory. Okay? So,
Mhm.
my classes, I try to make them emotional. By making them emotional, you will remember my classes and you will remember the words that I teach. You will remember the things that I tell you. If we talk about things that we don't care, things that you're not going to talk about tomorrow, you're going to forget it. But if I talk about your personal life, it's going to be easier for you to remember my class, okay?
Mhm. I see.
So we're going to get personal. I want you and me to get personal, like friends. But I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to tell you you're wrong. I'm here. No, I can do it sometimes. We're natural. We're humans. But I'm not getting. That's not my job. My job is to see and analyze if you're wrong. Speaking only.
Mhm.
If you tell me that Mexicans are stupid, I don't care.
Oh,
If you say
I won't say
if
that.
you say it correctly, for me it's good because I'm here to help you speak English, not to judge whatever your ideas and your opinions.
I
Okay?
see. You just care about my language and
Exactly.
my
But
ideas.
I will ask you personal questions. Okay?
No problem.
Perfect. Perfect. So you told me how old are you again?
You guess?
You want me to guess? Okay, now we're gonna start playing. We're getting personal. Now we're getting personal. Perfect.
Yeah,
You're a teacher. Uh-huh.
yeah, teacher.
You're Chinese teacher.
Chinese teacher, right?
So that makes me think that you're from China, right?
Yes, please.
And because of you're from China, I mean you can be from Taiwan, but in this case you're from China, most
Mm-hmm.
likely, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chinese people don't age as fast as other people. So that's pretty difficult.
So that's a little difficult for you.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. How long? Let me ask you two questions. One question. How long have you been teaching in Barbados?
I came here the end of the January, so it's most 1 year here.
All right, the end of January. The end. All right, the end of January. So it's 1 year. You're young, 20. Okay, I'm talking about 28. I think 28,
8,
29.
close.
All right. If I gotta say, I mean, I don't want to say 27. You're like, I want to say 30, but I talk about 28 because I want to say 28 because you look young.
Yeah, I look young because I
All right.
am young.
Yeah, you're not married, are you?
No, I'm single.
That's good. So that keeps you young.
Yeah. That
You
keeps
don't.
me. You mean
Yeah, you don't
the
have a stressful life. You don't have a wife or a husband to be fighting with.
so okay. So I'm 26.
You're 26.
Yeah,
My
actually,
goodness.
I'm not a real teacher. I'm just a volunteer.
Hmm. See,
For
that's what gets me because teachers take 4 years of studies and things like this. That's why the age
yeah,
difference.
but actually, I am mm, it's not a graduate student. So I was supposed to graduate this year, but I didn't finish my thesis, the graduate thesis. So I applied to graduate next year. So that's why I'm not 30. So I'm just 26.
Perfect. Okay, I understand now. See, you should have told me that. I'm a volunteer teacher, not a teacher. Because when you say teacher,
Volunteer.
because in the teacher's life, you have to. It's a pretty. It's like a doc, not as much as a doctor. Doctors take even more.
Mm-hmm.
They take like 7, 8 years of study at least. It's crazy. All right, so you're a teacher and you're 26. It's very young, very young, very young. Now, do you have a question for me?
And so you just said single. I'm single, so that makes me young. So is
But I
that
was saying 28, right?
no? I mean, do you have a family? I mean, your own family.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been married a couple of times.
So that makes you stressful. Oh my god,
Yeah,
that person.
indeed. Right, right. It's all about the responsibilities. It's all about the
I
responsibilities.
see, I
And
see.
I'm a traditional man. And as a
Mm-hmm.
traditional man, I care a lot about being the one working at home and working more than my wife and have her staying at home with my two children and
Mm-hmm.
just help just basically raise them as a as a traditional family and yeah, like this type of thing. So it's I prefer to carry the load of the stress in the
Yeah,
family
I
instead of
see.
my wife because when women get stressed, ay 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 ay, you know.
Okay.
So is that part. Do you ever plan on getting married?
Not really. I enjoy. Actually, I'm not single. I have a partner, but I don't wanna like get married. It's a big, big decision.
Why? Why is marrying a big decision?
Because actually in China, people really, I mean, it's not just two person. So the marriage is not just about two person. It's about two families. Yeah,
Two
it's like
people.
that. Yeah, two people. You need to like know his.
Reproduce? Or what do you mean? Or oh, you talk about you adopt the brother, the mother, the father, like you're talking
Yeah,
about
big.
the okay, so you unite two families basically. When you get
Mm-hmm.
married, you unite two families, and your family just becomes bigger. It's not just about
Uh,
in becoming independent family. You become a larger family.
yeah, that's Chinese traditional culture.
Mexico too. Mexico too.
Mexico
Yeah,
too.
Mexico too. But I don't care about my wife's family.
Yeah, the
They
young
know respect
young
it.
generations is not a big problem for the young generations, but the older generation they care about that.
The more traditional generations, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Right, right, right. No, I know. And China has a lot of changes in the past 2 decades, right?
yes, there's a large change.
Many things. So, what? Now let's talk about your professional life, all right?
Okay.
Which is part of your personal life.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you decide to teach in Barbados, such a beautiful island? I think
Mm-hmm.
it's beautiful. I never been there. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, welcome, welcome. It's so beautiful here.
It is, right? I suppose it's beautiful. It's in the Caribbean.
Actually, do you know that the
The
Confucius Institute.
uh-huh.
So that's a institute to teach Chinese. And for I live, I teach the Chinese in here. The university is called the West Indies University. and I teach in the university. There's a college called Confucius Institute, but this institute is co-founded by China and Barbados. So for Barbados, the university is the West Indies University, and for China, the university is the political and law science China University. And I it last year, uh, yeah, last year I saw that this Confucius Institute, they wanna have some Chinese teacher and volunteer, and I think maybe I can try that. So, but actually before this CI Confucius Institute, I have applied for another institutes, and I got an offer too. One is the Mongolia, and one is the country in the Middle Asia. But there's some other reasons I didn't choose that two country, and I came here.
Right. So when you have two, you say one is Mongolia and the other one
The
was
one was.
the other one we use for the other alternative. We
Mm-hmm.
talk about one and then two more, then we can say one is la la la, and then another one is, and the last one, and then that's what you can say, and the last one or the other one, right? And then we have a third one,
Mm-hmm.
right? One is, and the other one or another one is, and then the last one is this. So when you
Mm-hmm.
have two or more, you just say another one, or another is. But when you there's only two alternatives, one is this, and the other one is that.
Okay.
So the West Indians and the CI, they are affiliates.
Affiliates. Okay.
Do you know that word?
Not really.
Let's see,
Like
affiliate,
the staffs, the teachers.
like this.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see.
Like for example, a bank in like a bank in another bank in Germany, where you
Mm,
can go to Germany traveling and you can withdraw money from that bank
mm,
without paying extra because they're affiliates. But if you go to another bank, they charge you money. They charge you money to withdraw.
oh, I see.
So when they have business together, they are called affiliates.
Okay, thanks. Good to know.
No problem.
Mm-hmm.
So now I understood. You wanted to try something different. You wanted to be away from China or what?
I'm sorry, pardon? Oh,
Yes. So
away from.
going to Barbados and making you choosing to do this. How
Mm-hmm.
difficult was, and also what was the main decision for you to try this? Because you could have graduated, but you prefer to come to Barbados and teach. So the question is, what was the bigger decision for you to take advantage of going outside of China?
Because my major is the how teaching Chinese to speakers of other languages. So that's my
Okay.
major, and uh, I have to had a
Ah, that's
internship.
right.
So that's why. And
And you
actually,
chose
I
something
enjoy.
affiliated to the university.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Interesting. That's smart because other people will choose other companies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you
Yeah.
chose something connected with the institution, so that gave you bigger points. Very
Mhm.
smart. Okay.
Most of my classmates, my major, we have the same major, teaching Chinese as a second language. But most of my uh, classmates, they they quit or they didn't choose this career as their uh,
So they stopped halfway, and they're like, "Oh, I
yeah,
want to do something else."
yeah. When they graduate, then maybe they went to like the how to say the school or the government or something else. They didn't teach Chinese anymore.
Right. They prefer something like a public server instead, right?
Yeah, yeah, and it makes a little money.
Right, right, and this is better for you because then your opportunities are better
Yes, right.
technically. Good. So now let's talk about the difference between China and Barbados.
The difference first,
Yeah.
Barbados is so small, so small.
Have you gone all over Barbados?
I think so. I think so. And China
How?
is very big.
Driving or motorcycle?
And driving. I didn't drive, but some
So you
Chinese
take the
friends,
bus. Okay, or
friends, right?
okay,
And China is so big. It's the third largest
country.
country in this world.
Hmm.
And Barbados is just
Yeah, yeah, very small.
Barbados. Beijing, the capital of China.
Is one
Beijing,
city.
yeah, it's a city, and there are lots of districts in Beijing, and one district is as the same big as the Barbados.
You're talking about the territory, right? Not
Yeah,
the
the
population, obviously.
population, both. The population,
Territory and population, but I don't think Barbados is as crowded as Beijing.
not really. Barbados, there's only like 208,000.
1,000 people.
Yeah, just
Mine is Rihanna. Mine,
Rihanna.
mine is her because she's now living in the United States
Mm-hmm. And out here, Barbados is a tropical island, so the weather is always warm and sometimes it's
and
hot.
humid.
Yeah, it's humid. Especially these days, it's the raining season. Oh my God, raining every day. And China, we have tropical island, and we have something
You have
located
the
very
desert in
north,
the north, right?
especially in the winter. The south of the China is very warm. Maybe somewhere it's like 30 degree,
Degrees.
30 Celsius. But at the same time, the north of the China is minus 30 Celsius. So
Because of
that's
the
very
mountains.
uh-huh. And Barbados here is just the
Just one
ocean.
temperature. Period.
Wow, yeah. And in China, we have ocean, we have desert, desert or desert. I always confuse
Desert. Desert.
desert, and we
Dessert
have.
is what you eat.
I say, I say, I'm always confused about that. And we have the pilot, very high place.
You call it mountains. It's the Sierra. The
Yeah,
mountains.
the mountains.
The
Yeah,
Sierra.
we have the snow mountain, so it's very different.
Right. No, I understand that China is a place that I geographically, by geography, I love it.
Geography.
Yes,
I
talking about geography and animals, I love it.
I like
Culture and things like this, I don't understand the culture yet, so I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna brag anything that I don't understand yet.
mhm.
But I
And
am
I
very
think
interesting.
yeah, and Barbados here Barbados people they call it Beijing, Beijing. It means Barbados people. So Beijing, I think they're very easy outgoing, and they would greet maybe with the strangers. That's very different from China. So in China, because there are so many people in China, so everyone is like stranger. But here, maybe I work and I say someone they would greet with me, say hello, good morning. That's a very common thing, but in China it's not common.
They don't respond.
No, I mean we
They're
don't greet. We don't
they're
greet
colder.
with stranger people.
Okay, they're cold.
Mm, it's not code. It's just culture. But
It's culture.
if you
Called
can
culture.
if you ask some questions, they would reply you. But
Right.
we don't have a culture to greet with strangers like morning. No.
Interesting. Right, right.
Yeah, because there are too many people. If you say greet with everyone, it's like morning. It's like it's
Right, right, right. Waste of
crazy.
saliva.
Yeah,
Like the Japanese, that's why they go like this, right?
konnichiwa.
That's why they go like this.
Ohayou gozaimasu.
Yes, I mean I have Japanese students. I have
Mm-hmm.
Japanese students, and they teach me a lot. But it's rare to have students from China here in Cambly because of the time, obviously, because of the time. Yeah, because I work from in Central
Oh,
Standard
right,
Time,
right, right,
right?
right,
I
right.
work from 9 o'clock in the morning, which in China will probably be 10 in the
10
night,
in the night, right?
and then
I
I
see.
work until 7 p.m. my time, which in China will be like 8
Yes.
and in the morning. So I rarely have students who did not. Yeah, I just don't know anybody. I have students from Taiwan,
Mm-hmm.
and they're a little bit more flexible for some reason,
Mm-hmm.
but not in China. I think China, I will have to work at 3 o'clock in the morning my time
Mm-hmm.
for me to connect with them at 4 p.m. their time, 5 p.m.,
Mm-hmm.
6 p.m. Good. Now, do you teach children or do you teach adults? What do you teach?
Both.
Both.
Both. Yeah. The kids, the young, the teenager and adults.
What
I
is
have so many.
what is more difficult?
The more difficult for the children. I teach Chinese in a primary school. They're very actually are very active, especially when their teacher is not at the classroom.
Yeah.
Right? They are afraid of their. But for me, they're like, wow, a teacher from Chinese. That's very how to say and they're very
Flexible.
happy.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
think you're more flexible.
very flexible, and sometimes I cannot control.
So do you wish you were you could be more strict with them?
Yeah, I will do that. I will do that. And for the adults, uh, I have so many experience with teaching Chinese with the adults, so that's not a big problem. Sometimes they are a little, like you say, cold. So I say, okay, let's do activity. They're like, well, adults, why do we do activities? You just teach me how to read this.
Right, right.
But not a big problem, I think.
Why do they why do they have to learn Chinese if they're cold? Because for example, my adult students, they're not too cold. Most of them, they're because they pay for this, right? They pay for this and they know that if they learn English, they will have better opportunities, right? Why do your adult students learn Chinese? Do their
There's
jobs force them?
there are so many reasons. Maybe
Hmm?
some just want to just experience different things. So English and Spanish, French, they learn that from the primary school. And the Chinese, we have Chinese characters that's so different from the English or Spanish words. So they just want to experience something different. And some people, maybe they want to travel to China or do business to China, maybe that. And
Okay.
I have 1 year teaching Chinese in Chengdu, which in China. So most of them are English teacher. They teach English in China, and it's better to learn the local language if you live in that country.
Yeah, yes, I agree
Right.
with you. You know, I
Yeah.
speak English, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian. I know a little bit of Arabic and Turkish. I speak
My God, it's a
the
talent.
slang of the United States, and yeah, I like languages. The point here is that it helps me out going to receive new students to speak their language. So when I speak with Turkish people, Arabic people, Italian people, Portuguese people, or just Spanish people, they all feel comfortable with me because I'm able to understand them, or I'm easier to get whatever they're going to say before they say it because I already understand their context,
Yeah,
where they're
yeah,
coming from. So yeah, I respect that from you. So good, good. I hope you like this class, Yen.
yeah. I enjoy it. Thank you very much.
Went fast. I hope to see you again later in the future. You're more than welcome. Okay.
Okay, okay.
You have some words in the chats that you might want to write down in your notebook. That's your homework.
Yes, yes. I
You're
should do that.
doing your English is very good. Let me just give you some suggestions.
Okay.
If you want to have better pronunciation, just make sure that when you're saying the A and the O and this type of things that you really enunciate. Enunciate means to, They do the gesticulation of the mouth. So it's just
Yeah.
that part, okay? But
Yeah.
practice. I'm not gonna force you now, but practice it, and you will be able to see it, okay?
Yeah. That's my problem. I know that.
Take
I will
care, my
try.
brother.